Hello, I'm Valerie from the decorating room. All of us in the cake decorating world know that doll cakes are classic. So as you can see here, I have 3 different varieties of cakes, and this is just the starting point. The options are endless. So I use buttercream, you can use fondant. What I'm going to show you today is how to do a really simple buttercream based doll cake. So as you can see here, we use really simple techniques, spatula icing, simple piping, and it just really comes out super nice. So you don't have to put a lot of hours into making your doll cake. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. So let's get started. So included in the Wonder Mold pan set is everything you need to bake your cake. You'll get your doll pick right here, and you'll also get all the pieces to assemble so when you're baking it can rest on this stand. And then this is a heating core that you'll stick into the center right here, so when you're baking it helps to bake evenly so you don't overbake your cake. So what I did, I have one here, is I took fondant, I rolled out fondant, a pink color, since that's what the cake is that we'll be showing you, and then I just wrapped it around her torso area, and you can just put a little piping gel underneath to have it adhere. You could also pipe it with buttercream or royal icing. This one's simple, but you can get as detailed as you want to. So the first thing you do once your cake is baked, like we have here, and because of the core, there'll be a hole already in the center. So you're just going to stick your doll pick right in the center like that. You could also put a little buttercream into the hole a little to hold it in place if you want to. And we're going to ice it. So I have my icing here, and we're just going to do a pretty thick layer of icing, because in order to do the technique that I'm going to show you, it's better to have your icing thicker, because we're going to take a spatula and go down like that, as you can see there. So once you get all the way to the top, we can smooth it out with our spatula. Now I didn't do a crumb coat, but you can if you, the reason I didn't do a crumb coat is because I didn't cut into the cake at all, so there wasn't really any crumbs. But if you're adding flavor and layers or additional cakes to add height, you could certainly crumb coat it first. So we're going to ice this smooth all the way around. Okay, so to get this technique that you see here, the spatula iced look, it almost gives like a ruffled, layered look. So what we're going to do is take a smaller spatula, an offset spatula I like to use, and I like to start in the middle and work my way around. So basically all you're going to do is apply pressure and pull downward. You could go straight down if you wanted to. I like to go at an angle. I think it looks a little more natural that way. And if you have a wet towel, that's handy. And we're going to make these marks like this. You can be if you want a lot of definition, you can go deeper, which would require a little more icing. So now to get the second look, so you get the ridge in between, space it out just slightly and then go back down again like that. You'll need to go over it a couple times to get a more defined look. Just like that. You can go up this way too. And the great thing about this method is it doesn't have to be perfect. It looks more natural. It makes it look more edible. You really want to eat it when you see the buttercream this way. So you're just going to follow this method all the way around the cake. All right, so once you have all of your cake spatula iced like this, the next step is to do this ruffled part that you see here. So what I have here is a 127D tip. It's a really big petal tip. And what we're going to do is pipe ruffles on either side. So we're going to start in the middle of the front of her, and we're going to work downwards and come and meet in the back. If you don't make it all the way to the back, that's okay. There's ways you can fix that in the end because it's a little tricky to get all the way from the front to the back. So let me show you how we do this. So you want to have the thinner edge of your petal tip to be the bottom part and the fatter end to be what's resting against the cake. So we're going to start here, and you want to drape it down just like this and move your pan or your cake stand if you can, and then we're going to bring it up to the back like that. So that's your first. Now we're going to do the second part and try and have your next ruffle where your starting point line up with your first right there. And then just drape it down like this. And then come up and meet in the back and then pull away. And then we'll do again. That. And then our last one. Just like that. So there's your first ruffle there. We're going to start the second half, and this part gets a little tricky because you want to be able to meet the same height, go down the same way, and curve around as the first half. So it's going to take a little eyeballing. So you want to drape it down, pull it up like that. Okay. And then repeat the same thing again. Okay, so now that we have our ruffles done, we can do the finishing touches. So here I have a tip, a star tip, a number 14. And what we're going to do is pipe little stars around the bodice area and also around the bottom border. So this really helps to cover up any blemishes that you may have or imperfections. You don't have to use a star tip. You can use whatever you think looks best. So we're just going to get in there and pipe stars, and we're going to go all the way around and then also on the bottom. Okay, so once you have your border done, now what I like to do, like you see here, is just have maybe some gradual piping coming up along the side just to add a little more detail and also to cover up some spots if you're not happy with the way the cake looks. So I use the same tip and everything, and you can change your pressure to make the stars a little smaller as you go up. So basically I just randomly pipe a few stars and then add some up like that. And you can just do this all the way around the cake. Again, like you see the spot here, you can just pipe a star right in there and it's gone. And you just do this all the way around your cake. You could use different colors if you wanted to incorporate the ruffle. You could use those colors for the stars, whatever you think looks best. So I'm going to go all around this cake and then it'll be done. So for more tips and techniques, go to wilton.com.